the thing that we're doing in the Space Resources Program is really learning how to live off the land in space without bringing everything from the Earth. And we've managed to actually create a system that's going to do that.
We know from the Apollo missions that the composition of the regolith, the powdery material that blankets the whole surface of the moon, is composed primarily of
Okay. Well, hello everyone. Okay, so again, welcome. I'm not going to stream, but it should be alright. So, are currently waiting the launch of new Shepard or in the planet world moon. So yeah, I'm gonna try to find some images and some information about this mission because I've been starting to stream the last real quickly. So
So like team in Southern California and see their solar cells in person, they're not just talking about this technology, they're really demonstrating. They're taking the lunar regolith, breaking it apart into its elements.
so this mission is it's a bit interesting mission as it's not one of the usual missions of New Shepard. It's more like a flight mission because a few months ago, New Shepard has had an incident causing the in-flight abort system to trigger, to initiate, and it's caused by the first stage engine to run. It's caused because the first stage engine had some issues, and that's why it had to abort flight. Yeah, overall the mission was a failure, as some of you might say. This is my state. Here is a picture of New Shepard after landing. It is fully reusable vehicle. As you may have heard, there's gonna go Pokemon shortly. That means the launch controllers are gonna do hold verify if the launch vehicle is ready to fly. They're testing around the vehicle. We are gonna be able to see a flight in around 9 minutes and 12 seconds. So yeah, let's listen into this.
Okay, we've just heard from Mission Control that we are go for launch. Those words really never get old, Eddie.
Well, apparently we are good for launch.
Our offerings have expanded beyond launch to lunar systems, propulsion, on-orbit destinations, in-space resources.
Yes, things certainly are moving fast here at Blue. We're entering a new chapter, evolving from a research-focused startup to a premier space launch, manufacturing, and services company.
But it really began right here with New Shepard. Demand for our flights only continues to grow. We're scaling the fleet, refining our repeatable processes to meet that growing demand.
So this mission is actually pretty important for my small project as well, because there is opportunity for basically everyone to send something to space. You can send physical on or non-physical thing. I've sent non-physical thing, and those were all images of our technologies sent by text, and they're in USB drive in, on the rocket currently. So yeah, that's gonna be an amazing thing to see it fly with something that has got DAX logo on it. Fly in real life to space.
Opportunities for teachers and students to learn about spaceflight. Following the flight, they'll collaborate to analyze and present their findings publicly at conferences and science fairs.
Absolutely love watching classrooms do this, Eddie.
7 minutes and 5 seconds into the flight. If you want to have more information about Waco, you're free to check websites of the Origin and New Shepard.
And we're getting close, a little under 7 minutes until launch. As we're looking at New Shepard on the pad, one new thing I wanted to point out to you today is you'll see on the launch tower that we have added an elevator. Accessibility is really important here at Blue, and the elevator offers us a second way for people to access the top of the tower in addition to the stairs. We added the elevator to make New Shepard more accessible to people with disabilities and more people in general. And this is all part of our broader efforts to build inclusion, make space accessible for more.
Apparently, we are close to launch. Just a 6 minutes one.
Been a part of this effort from the beginning with the, architecture reviews and concept reviews, and recently our business resource group, New Hawking, helped provide some feedback about the elevator and how to make it better. And this is exciting because millions of people living and working in space will mean people of all backgrounds and people of all abilities. So I'm so proud to hear that this is a focus for our team.
And special thanks to our friends at Astro Access who have also been helping us along the way.
And with that, let's review the New Shepard flight profile for today.
New Shepard's mission begins when the countdown clock reaches 0.
2, 1, 0.
At this point, the engine will start and the rocket will lift off of the pad. It will continue under the boost phase for about 2.5 minutes until main engine cutoff. 20 seconds later, the crew capsule will separate from the booster and the astronauts will unharness and enjoy 0G. The crew capsule will continue past the Kármán line to an ultimate apogee of 350,000 feet, or 100 kilometers.
They're trying to fix something
The booster will autonomously land on the landing
in
pad,
OBS.
ready to
I'll
take
be
off for its next
position.
Around 3.5 minutes after separation, the crew capsule will begin to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Parachutes will deploy around an altitude of 7,000 feet, or 2,100 meters, providing a nice, slow descent back to Earth. After landing, astronauts exit the capsule and are greeted by the Blue Origin ground crew, family, and friends to celebrate and reflect on their flight. New Shepard, an adventure unlike anything on Earth.
Quite an adventure beyond the Kármán line. These are some of the largest windows to have ever flown in space. More than 1/3 of the crew capsule's surface area overlooks that West Texas desert. You get great views of that thin line of the atmosphere and a great experience for our astronauts. Now, this flight profile that we just heard about is highly tailored to Launch Site 1, to the high elevation, to the safe and flat conditions of the desert. And it's not just for our astronauts, right? That same profile will help our customers, our payload customers, accomplish their mission today and inspire the next generation.
Absolutely. I see that we've entered a hold, so we're going to go watch and listen to New Shepard out there on the pad.
Currently in hold. We'll see more information soon, but yeah, currently New Shepard is in hold. That is probably not planned. We don't have no idea, but hopefully it will launch soon. So we'll see it later.
And Eric, I'm noticing that the hold has cleared, that countdown timer resuming its march.
Hold has cleared, as you have heard. Countdown has resumed.
Ninth mission for this booster. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the most important things that's been happening in this new era of modern rocketry is that we've learned how to launch, land, and repeat. We've been able to take these boosters and to fly them over and over again. Now, traditional rockets, you'd fly them once, and you'd throw them away. And that was both wasteful and not sustainable. It also turns out that it costs a whole lot more money when you're flying a rocket only once. Imagine flying an airplane and then having to throw it away. We just wouldn't travel very often.
And New Shepard is so special, right? 99% of its dry mass is reused, again, over and over again. So this includes the rocket engines, the parachutes. It's really a paradigm shift from the expendable rockets to the reusable rockets, as you were mentioning.
Yeah, absolutely. And we get to reuse both the capsule and the booster, so that whole stack becoming quite an asset for us as we're plowing our way forward into the future.
Well, thank you for telling us about that. It's very exciting, and just happy to hear that this is the 9th mission.
Okay, we're going to watch and listen as New Shepard goes through its final checks.
3 minutes, 50 seconds.
Flight.
3 minutes, 30 seconds. We apparently go for a launch. We're 2 minutes and 35 seconds away from launch, so let's hope return to flight of New Shepard will be successful.
New Shepard sitting out on the pad, getting ready for launch. Next up in our countdown, we're going to be watching for the bit checks. These are built-in tests to help us make sure that all of our systems are ready to go for flight.
We've got great visuals here of New Shepard on the pad. We'll get great audio as well through those built-in tests. And as we see them, we'll call them out.
Yeah, Eddie, the first thing we're going to be looking for is the aft fin checks. So if you look down there at the base of the booster, you can see those fins, those control surfaces that rotate to help direct the vehicle on ascent and descent.
A little bit like sticking your hand out the window while your car is driving. The air pushes against the aerodynamic surface, helping to control the vehicle.
There we go. We see the gantry pulling back. Now the booster is getting ready. We are used to seeing the gantry out there so we can do load-in of our astronauts, our payloads. Again, no humans on board today, but everything ready to go. We're watching for those aft fin checks. You'll watch them rotate at the base of the vehicle.
And there they go, moving through the full envelope of motion there. Great built-in test.
After those aft fins, we're going to be looking for the engine nozzle gimbaling. The engine gimbals or rotates to help maneuver the rocket as it flies, providing a thrust vector control. Meanwhile, we're keeping an eye on the pressure and temperature in the propellant tanks. Both of those sets of variables need to stay in the start box or the green zone for us to be ready to launch. Okay, we are at T-minus 30 seconds. It is time to hand it off to mission control. Let's launch this rocket.
5 seconds, now it's listening to the count.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
We have ignition of our BE-3 engine. And liftoff. Mission Control confirms that New Shepard has cleared the tower and is headed to space. You can see on the lower left side of your screen that we're gaining speed. As New Shepard gains altitude, the atmosphere gets thinner. The graph on the left shows vehicle ascent. Now, we actually started at about 3,700 feet MSL. That's how far above mean sea level we are at Launch Site 1.
How exciting, Erica. A great shot there of the PM, the propulsion module, moving away from Earth. That BE-3 engine providing 100% power level. And here shortly, we will approach max Q. This again is the point where aerodynamic stress on the vehicle is at its maximum. So the BE-3 engine will throttle back for a little bit as we pierce through the atmosphere. Now that we've passed max Q, BE-3 will begin to throttle back up to 100% power level. We'll see that velocity ticker on the left of your screen start to increase more rapidly as the air gets thinner. New Shepard is moving faster and faster.
Absolutely. You can also
Everything
see that
looks
engine
nominal
plume
so
start to
far.
expand as we get into that thinner, high upper atmosphere. Such a cool shot there.
So just over 2 minutes of boost for the BE-3 engine before we reach the next stage of our mission, MECO, main engine cutoff. That will be the next milestone we'll see.
New Shepard continues to climb 145,000 feet.
There it is, main engine cutoff, just over 2,200 miles per hour, and soon vehicle separation.
Always love seeing us coast through MECO. Now, when the vehicles separate the crew capsule from the booster, we're going to be entering that phase of microgravity. And you can see that zero-G indicator at the bottom of your screen. This is really where most of our payloads are getting into the core of their science mission. Oh, what a fantastic view.
All sorts of cool experiments here enabled in microgravity, in free fall. Items don't sink or float. Hot air doesn't rise. Plants and cells respond to this novel stimulus with different patterns of gene expression, which gives us new insights for agricultural technologies and medicine.
And we talked earlier about the importance of fluid physics, because fluid flow on the ground dominated by gravity, the liquid at the bottom of your cup. But in space, it's dominated by surface tension, which leads to all sorts of cool effects with capillary action. And these effects are relevant for everything from drinking coffee to refueling satellites to the microfluidics in your medical diagnostics.
Incredible, and I'm sure the payloads are enjoying all of the clean, very
So
clean
now the
microgravity
booster is going to
data
return to the
that
launch
they're
site.
collecting at this time.
Gonna do RTLS as we're used with Falcon
Loving that
9s, but
view back
in
down
a
on the
different way.
clouds
The
over
first
West
stage is
Texas.
we're
Now, if
gonna
you watch
range
that
through the
ticker on the
atmosphere.
lower left corner,
We're
you
gonna
see we are
hover
slowly counting down in our velocity
above
to
the
zero.
above the
That's the
landing site,
vertical velocity
and then
of
we're
the
gonna
system. And
shut
when
down
we
this
reach zero,
engine.
that's
There's
when
gonna
we've
be
reached apogee.
soft touchdown and eventually a successful mission.
And fantastic. Capsule pausing in its upward journey just momentarily. Apogee for the capsule at 351,247 feet, well into space and over the Kármán line. Fantastic mission for our payloads on board today.
And Erica, so now we've got both vehicles racing back down to Earth under the effect of gravity. The gumdrop shape here of the crew capsule will mean a slower return for the crew capsule, but there on the left, a great view of the propulsion module returning back to the West Texas desert.
So as we come back down and the atmosphere begins to get thicker again, we start to have the ability to use our aerodynamic control surfaces. What you'll be seeing next is the air brakes deploying. This is a critical step in slowing the vehicle down, increasing the surface area, just like a badminton shuttlecock or something that's helping you to come down through the upper atmosphere. We're going to see that the velocity starts to decrease with those air brakes out.
In fact, the drag brakes should cut the velocity in about half. So we'll be looking for that, picking up, hopefully with the cameras, the long-range cameras, and seeing those drag brakes deploy as the propulsion module cuts through the atmosphere. And those are the forward fins deploying there on the right. A great view looking up from the propulsion module into space and seeing those forward fins deploying.
You can see the capsule passing by just there on the right-hand screen, well above the booster at this altitude.
What a great video shot. I love seeing this. Those are our experiments, our customers today getting their microgravity data in.
So that booster coming in at about Mach 3, pulling at about 5 Gs as it re-enters the atmosphere. So we're going to be seeing that velocity decrease rapidly at this point.
And this is one of my favorite parts of observing a mission from West Texas. Those are the drag brakes. There they are deployed. And we see those aft fins steering the booster over the landing pad.
Yeah, if you're in West Texas, you may be hearing a sonic boom coming up here as we break through the sound barrier.
BE-3 engine relight, just 2,000 feet to go before the landing pad.
Landing gear deploying. Oh, love that shot. I can't tell you how many people have told us they thought that this looks like CGI, but indeed one of these most beautiful shots in the West Texas desert. And we have booster touchdown.
Congratulations, new Shepard propulsion module and the BE-3 engine for providing just the right feathered thrust to come in for the nice hovering land.
And again, that's the 9th flight for
Stage
this
1 has
booster,
landed.
really showing the
Congratulations to Go
reusability
Orchard.
of the system.
Now, just
how
new
many
Shepard
times
is
we
gonna
can
land,
get back to
but
space.
Well,
isn't
Erica,
gonna
we
be
just
covered
safely
by
landed the booster.
us.
Now
So
we're about to
thank
watch
you so
the
much.